Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about Campari, owner of Wild Turkey and Wilderness Trail, and its plans to cut 10% of its workforce. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, as well as our special guests, Darren McElroy, Nate Weiniger, and Luke Otero.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all.
Hey-oh, so yeah, this is just the latest of some of the big brands making some changes as the whiskey market evolves. We'll talk about that after the break. For right now, though, I've got small talk. I'm going to the box. We have the small talk box here, and I'm going to do random. I'm just going to grab one of these cards here at random, and let's see what we got here. Here we go. All right. What would it take to quit your job and just travel across the country? What would it take?
$10.
$10. You give Nate $10, he's done, and then he's just traveling.
$10. I'll Venmo you right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Ben.
Okay. This one, I'll answer it. This is good for me because I like travel and I like domestic travel and I like road trips. So traveling across the country is my thing and I plan to do that. I need two things to happen. Number one, I need to get to the age where I can begin drawing without penalty from my investments. So I have retirement investments that I'm too young to draw from, but getting very close to getting there. So that'll be cool. And then the other thing is, the insurance. Got to figure out the insurance. That's always a problem, especially when you're looking at, closing in on 60 and making sure that you have the appropriate health insurance if you're not working. So it says quit your job. So you got to get that figured out. If I get those two things figured out, I'm ready to hit the road and go on some amazing road trips. Just small town America is where I want to go. That's what I want. I want to go to local bars, restaurants, just cool places, things to see and do. That's would be ideal retirement for me. So yeah. All right.
I'm
Becca,
not,
how about you?
I'm not too far behind Steve.
Yeah.
I'm probably a little closer to that, but without being penalized for our investments as well. I'm looking at 2-3 years will be perfect. I'll stop doing my lobbying and consulting and be ready to hit the road.
Yeah, that'll be good. We'll make sure we're in the same city and sometime. So we'll
absolutely. Look forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
So I think my answer is a little bit differently, mostly because of my age. Like I think I would need a lot more money than anyone else here because if I'm going to be traveling the rest of my life, it's let's say at least 25 more good years plus more probably likely. And so I think it would have to be $5 million and no taxes on that $5 million. I think that would be
$5 million in the bank.
Yep.
Then you're out there. Okay. You close to that yet? Yeah.
Just a couple $100.
Couple more weekends of work, and you'll be there.
You're going to be in it for a rude awakening, Steve. Right. About March 18th. No.
That's when he hits the road. He's done. All right. The Neelys are here. We'll do them in tandem here. What would it take for the Neelys just to give it all up and hit the road. Probably Campari calling. Campari calling would go a long way towards that, especially when we share what they paid for. They paid more for Wilderness Trail than they did for Wild Turkey. I dumbfounds me, but yeah.
Me personally,
Yes.
just $10 million, a cool 10 mil.
Okay, 10 mil, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Dean in a car, roadster.
And Dean in the open road.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Royce, how about you?
Well,
Diageo rings.
yeah, depending, I guess Becca doesn't divorce me.
Right.
So she's so I retain all of my net worth at that point.
Yeah.
I'm going to
that's important.
say we've talked about this. So if I could get 50 million,
Okay.
right, for the business, so 50 million buys me out. After taxes, after what I split with my old man for his part of it, if I can retain around 15 million liquid cash, that's enough for me to live off the interest and never to worry about anything ever again.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that because I don't know what the hell else I would do.
Right.
I mean, I love.
But you can figure it out.
Yeah, but it'd be hard for that not to be something that I would do at that point.
Right.
He'd be a backup singer in a band, but not singing. He'd just be standing back there pretending to sing.
And
Probably.
You'd
realistically,
be one of those
that's
dancers.
probably a legitimate number that's at this point pretty feasible if somebody wanted to do it. But I don't know if I would only ever sell out to Heaven Hill. I would love to be a part of the Heaven Hill family.
Okay.
I believe in them. I like what they do. Like, to me, this is more than money, what I do. So,
All right. Max Shapiro, if you're listening, call. Give him a call.
I would sell it to Heaven Hill. I don't know if I'd sell out like Diageo. I'm definitely not selling to the Japanese. I just.
Right.
He says that now, but no one showed up with a suitcase full of money.
Yes.
Recently.
I was gonna say, what if they
I live just
offer
fine,
you
thank
double
Lord.
100 mil? You
Yeah,
still
I
not
live just
talking?
fine. I thank the good Lord. I don't like. It really wouldn't change my lifestyle very
He
much.
brings up a good point, though. So you announce on the show sometime you're up for sale, and lo and behold, you get 2 phone calls. One from Heaven Hill, $50 million. We love what you're doing. Let's bring it. Let's keep a family business in a family business. And then the other call you get is from the Japanese, and they're like, "Hey, we heard on the streets 50 million is a going offer. We believe in this, and we can make it a global thing. We think 100 million is actually the right offer." Do you turn down that other 50 million because
I
for
do,
your
yes.
principles?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
No way.
No, I do.
There's no
yes,
way.
For sure.
There's no way. 50 million extra
I mean-
dollars.
50 million extra. Yeah.
50 million extra
You could-
dollars.
you
I'm
could-
not gonna lie to you, Akeley, I might turn down both offers. I mean,
Okay.
that's not I'm not trying to get out of this thing. I mean, I was talking with a buddy the other day, and the one thing I have on my side is age. I mean, I'm young. I have, at some point I might be the oldest guy to ever do this, and that's really cool. So,
If I can
We'll-
keep
we'll
him
see.
alive.
we'll see how it goes. It was Connor O'Driscoll I was talking with about it, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah,
Well,
that's all you can do.
Well, if that were ever to happen, that would be probably good news for our little company too, since we're a franchise state, and so whoever bought you would probably not want us to be their distributor, so they'd have to buy us out too.
Okay, there you go.
My
Yeah.
problem is, Luke, is that like when you value my business, even off of the the net sales and the gross sales, they always go off the gross, but still yet like they have to value it off of me. So when they buy it, I have to be on the Steve, like the Steve Beam thing, Akeley. I have to work
Right.
for him for 5 to 10 years.
Right.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I've never worked for nobody in my life, and I can't.
They
listen to
calling you like,
somebody
Royce, where's
there.
your expense report? Or
Yeah, Royce.
Yeah.
What are you doing when you go
dinners.
out to eat?
Did you not see dinners in Atlanta? We allow $50. You spent 53. That's coming on your paycheck, buddy. That's coming out.
I work really
just
hard,
start
man, and
spending.
me and the old man have put a lot of work in, and at this point, like I said, I really don't know how my life changes much from where I'm at now to being worth $100 million. I mean,
Right.
my life is pretty damn good. So,
There you go.
What more do I need? That's really the way I look at it. And
You
I
got
kinda
Miss
like
Beka
the
Sue. That's
aspect
all
of
you need.
knowing that my family controls our future.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, you don't need 100 million. You already have Beka Sue.
Yeah, there you
Hey,
go.
Luke, like I said, I mean, what do you need? I got a fine piece of tail here beside of me. I got a distillery that's paid for, Luke. I got a very nice 8,000 square foot house. I got 6 cars that I could ever want, and I just bought a place in Key West. I mean, what more do I want, Luke? You know,
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like to, you know, see how she plays out, this life thing. You know, life,
Right.
You only live once. Let's see how this thing plays out.
Sure.
Okay. There you go. There you go. Well, on that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start there with the Neelys. Let's see what they got.
I have some Elijah Craig, the Toasted Barrel.
Okay. That's solid. That could be enough. That sounded really good. We'll see what happens. Royce, you joining us for this? What do you got?
Yeah. What you got, Becca? Pop me one. Ooh.
Okay.
Speaking of Heaven Hill,
Okay.
we've got a little larceny here. What is this one?
It's a barrel pick.
Oh, it's a barrel pick. Nice. Okay.
No.
I
Becca
really
has the lead.
Oh.
She just popped that one.
I tricked you.
She tricked you. Yeah. I'll go next. I've got Boxing Bear. This is the reading chair pick. Reading chair. So I'm not expecting a lot here. More than halfway gone. So let's see what we got here. No. Becca's still got the lead. Let's see. Darren's next.
I have some limousine rye. I think this is our pick from the shop. I know it's that. I think it's the maple syrup cast though, or that's at least what I'm hoping it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's our new leader right there. That was solid, clean. Luke, you're next.
I've got a barrel pick from Neely, from Stoneface.
Woo.
Okay. All right. Okay. That was good. I think that Darren still has the lead despite the injury he just did to himself there. Doing what? I don't know.
What did he?
I took my hand fat in the cork. Not a fun time.
Okay.
How bad could
All right.
that hurt? He looked like he got shot. I mean,
It did not feel good.
All right. Nate, you're last but not least, you got to beat Darren there.
Well, I won't, but here we go. I've got a 5280 Old Forester pick. This is our last one. We always do it 100 proof. We've got a new one that's coming out next week for members. These are usually pretty tasty.
No, not enough. Not enough. So cheers to Darren.
Cheers.
Here's Darren.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Campari cutting 10% of its workforce. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Hi, this is Rick Brenner, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Shouldn't it be the legend?
Maybe.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Campari.
Yes, we are. So here's a little look at Campari. They're reducing 10% of their U.S. workforce based on the fact whiskey sales are down, is what they're saying. Or demand is down. So Campari bought Wild Turkey in 2009. They spent $582 million for Wild Turkey. They then invested $161 million to open a second distillery that is not even open yet. That's going to be opening in July of 2025. So they're going to be upping their capacity. So yes, so that's very interesting. That's an interesting part of this for sure. In 2022, so just a couple years ago now, Campari brought a 70% stake in Wilderness Trail for $420 million, with plans to buy the other 30% in 2031. You look at that valuation, that's a $600 million valuation, with 70% of it being paid. That equates to that $420 million. Now, they are getting ready to cut 10% of their workforce. I understand they've already begun the layoffs at the Wilderness Trail, and they're going to be looking at them at Wild Turkey as well. And what do we make of all this, gang? What do you guys think of this?
So I have a question just so I can think about this right. So I know Wilderness Trail, or at least the former owners of Wilderness Trail, also owned that Yeast Solutions company.
Yeah.
Is that part of the deal?
Separate.
Okay, that's separate.
That's the cash cow. I mean, yeah. I mean, you talk about a couple of rich dudes, Pat Heist and Shane Baker. I mean, they were multimillionaires anyway with Firm Solutions. And then they start the distillery, sell this thing for a $600 million valuation. Still have Firm Solutions, by the way, which is, industry leader for what they do.
Billionaires.
Yeah, billionaires.
Firm Solutions is a billion-dollar company.
Yeah. Those guys.
There's no one that can really compete with them either. There's no one
playing on house money and
really reaching for second.
When it comes to yeast and really all the enzymes, there's nobody better. I buy all mine from there as well.
Yeah. Troubleshooting in terms of issues. Hey, there's we got something going wrong. What they come and help fix those type of things too. I mean, it's a cool company.
Dude, Pat Heist is a genius.
He is.
Like literally a genious.
Yeah, and then he likes to go out and play in a metal band just because he's once you get rich, you just then do whatever you want hobbies wise. I'm going to play in a metal band.
Just play in a metal band. You drive around a '69 Charger and you marry a girl from Switzerland.
Yeah,
things happen.
Hope Royce doesn't get that $50 million.
There you go. Luke, what were you getting ready to say?
I was just going to say, I think it's a reflection on the global market, that in if there's a downturn or stagnancy going on, or it has been going on, they're just trying to adapt to it and do whatever they think they need to do. I think it's just a market adjustment, and they got a couple of home runs with Wild Turkey and Wilderness Trail, and we had to deal with them a little bit when they bought us out. So they're definitely they're aggressive, and they know what they want, and they make the decisions to do it. So
okay.
How many? Because I don't even know how to gauge a big distillery, because you never see half of their workforce, right? Are we talking 20,000 employees in the American market, or less? Probably less, right?
Oh yeah, less.
Okay,
than 20,000, but I don't know what the number is.
I would assume your Jim Beam's got about less than 2,000, right, Akeley?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all in 2,000.
Jim Beam Suntory America, less than 2,000 employees total.
I often wonder about, they say some of this stuff, but also like how many of these jobs are going to like automation kind of things, where like there's so many things these days that like you had to have a guy that would do this, you had to have a guy that was doing this, and now like so much is going towards computers, and just like I said, automation kind of things that like even just like bookkeeping purposes, Like you don't have to have 20 bookkeepers on staff. You only need 5, and they're just really scrolling through stuff to double check work.
I think anytime something like this happens, you start trimming the fat, right? So you look at what's going on and you start getting more lean. And I think these guys are more lean.
Yeah, it takes a couple of years to figure out what's crossover because, like, you look at both companies. We know that Wild Turkey has a quality control center. We know that Wilderness Trail does. So eventually, as you merge and you're talking about two companies in proximity of each other, you probably can be like, oh, we can just have one quality control team. Why do we need 2? So then you start looking at those sort of cuts too. Of what's your replication of effort having 2 large companies.
And that lean it's tight, Akeley. You know this from the top down. So we say, well, all right, we have 2 boards, like 2 individual boards of directors. Now we have 1.
Right.
So we just eliminated from the top there, and then we keep going on down through it.
Yeah.
Right.
I hear all this the doom and gloom is all over the place in Kentucky, Oh, this is happening. But I don't hear any of it from the craft side. I really don't. And Nate knows this from what we've talked about with, Hidden Barn. I mean, we continue to grow. Neely's up 15% out the front door just this year so far. That's organic, just right out the front door. And it's just going to be interesting to see how this kind of thing plays out.
Yeah, I agree. So, all this talk of bad times, we're not there yet. But again, the big guys are going to be more impacted by this, particularly as we see, tariff wars and what happens with that. That's going to hurt the people that are, looking for global
I think
support.
Tariffs hurt projections more than anything. So it's like intermediate money. But I think the biggest thing is this new generation, they don't drink as much.
Right.
The Jim Beam White Label, they're hurt at the college level. They're hurt at the high school level, the underage drink. I mean,
which I think. Okay, here's my
we don't support
prediction.
that.
They're hurt from that level. I mean,
This is my prediction about the this generation under millennial, the Zers, right? Whatever
Zoomers.
you are.
Yep.
The Zers.
Yeah, Darren, you don't count, but your generation.
But
no one drinks in my generation.
I think that what's actually going to happen here is that generation is they are the non-drinkers of this time. But I do think that the alpha is right after you guys, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Alpha is going to come up, and they, I think, are going to hit it heavy, honestly.
Well,
I think that it's...
Once these Z's get off the payroll of their parents and life kicks them in the ass, they're going to start drinking. So
Exactly, Stu.
Life needs a kick in the ass a little bit first before you get into the...
They're living in the basements right now, but once they have to pay their own
on mom and dad's phone plan and all this shit, eventually when they have to get real lives, they'll drink.
There's a whole weird perfect storm kind of happening at the same time. So we're coming off COVID, right? So COVID saw a spike, all right?
Right.
So we're starting to level out from that spike, which we all knew that was going to happen. And then you mix that in with the, the seltzers, the THC seltzers. That doesn't help. So you got these THC seltzers. You have legal marijuana going
that doesn't help.
Across the United States border.
People have only so many dollars for...
That's right. So you have all that going on. And then you've got, so you got the THC seltzers, and then you've got...
Oh, you got the government putting warning labels, and they're
I was going to say it's a health kick too.
Yeah, they seem to be assaulting the industry with,
I had a friend
causes cancer.
Quit drinking the other day, and he said I can get the same feelings from running every day, and I won't feel like shit. Which I don't know what he's on, but he's like, I'm done drinking, and I go to the gym twice a day, and that is what I do to relieve stress and not. I'm like. How all of a sudden are we so healthy? Because it wasn't that long ago that we were crushing 30 racks together, but it's a whole health mentality too from my people.
For the first time ever, we have zero alcohol push that's going on.
Yeah,
you can go out here and you can get stuff that has no alcohol in it.
Yeah,
terrible stuff, but sure. Yeah.
It's not good, but
seems like a waste of money. Just buy a
bottle of water.
Soda.
Right. Yeah. So, there's definitely a lot going on, and don't get caught up in the doom and gloom though, because Beka and I think it was Beka and I, didn't we do a show that talked about the bourbon market's going to double? Yeah, it's going to double in the next 7 years. Yeah. So
there's way too much money,
right,
investing in whiskey right now, and these are pretty smart people that are putting money down.
Yeah.
Well, Akeley, you got to look at it this way. The next generation that's coming on, they might drink double the amount that their parents do. You see what, these things kind of level out.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of the craft guys are over here setting like this doom and gloom is going on, but like a lot of us are growing through all this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, dark arts, for instance. I mean, you're talking significant
explosive growth. Yeah.
All the way up. Hidden Barn the same way. I mean, we're continuing to grow all the way through this. So, it's going to be interesting the way it plays out. Like I said, I think there's a lot of things going on that, working together at one time to make it seem like a doom and gloom, but it might be just doom and gloom for a certain type of people.
Right.
A certain target audience.
And also it's a day of reckoning for those that, that never took the business seriously. There's a lot of the craft world that just got in because they thought they could make money and didn't have a passion for it. And I think it's time to clean house a little bit.
We've talked about this before. I mean, the market corrects itself. Always.
Right. Yeah.
That's the best thing about being in a capitalist market.
Right.
Right? It will correct itself. So
yeah. So there you go. All right. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right. Luke.
You can find us at Santa Fe Boutique Wines on Instagram, and you can find me on LinkedIn.
All right. Nate.
You can find me at 5280 Whiskey on Instagram and Hidden Barn Whiskey on Instagram, and you'll be able to find me at the New Orleans Bourbon Festival here in about 3 weeks. Having a good time. So looking forward to anybody coming out there to have a pour.
Say hey to Nate for sure. All right, Royce, how about you?
You'll be able to find me on Facebook and Instagram at Neely Family Distillery or at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
Miss Beka Sue.
My judging wife who's looking at me right now.
Okay.
Find me there too.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's, and you can find me at Neely Family Distillery in Sparta, Kentucky.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website at thingsabvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We're online at abvbarrelshop.com. Sign up for our email distribution right there on the homepage. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.